Hello, welcome back to Indita's podcast with Abiakpan. I'm really excited to have you in today's growth conversation. Now, I know we're supposed to have guests on this podcast, but there's a little slight change of plan, and we're still going to have this conversation regardless of what happens. Our goal here is to help you get 1% better every day for the rest of your life. Now, today, let's talk about something very different. Now, in the previous episodes, we talked about addictions and how finding your purpose, and it's such a coincidence that both the first guest and the second guest said the same thing. You find your purpose as how you are able to, transition away from that life to a renewed life where you are just living your best life. And now, but before we talk about purpose or get into finding your purpose, let's talk about something that is very overlooked. So I heard a story of a man whose car broke down on the road, and he stood out on the roadside and was waving people, flagging for down, like come down, help me and push the car. No one responded to him. He stood there for hours and just people just kept passing. And then the moment he actually went to the back of the car, started pushing, just giving up all the energy, trying to get the car going. Nothing was really happening, but he just kept going. And all of a sudden, someone passed by. One person joined him, and then another person. And that is something that happens in life. And let me show you how this story relates to today's conversation. Now, the truth is that in our process of finding help, personal growth, self-improvement, self-growth, we feel like okay, we need people to help us. But in the process of in that journey of us finding help for us to be able to grow ourselves, we sometimes tend to default into playing the victim. A process where we blame other people or even blame ourselves. We feel like, oh, if I had this, if I had a rich parent, or the reason why my life is the way it is because I don't have someone to support me, or nobody really wants to help me. So we blame every other person around us, but we do not take responsibility. Now, in the next episode, we'll talk about discovering your purpose, but it's impossible for you to discover your purpose if you have the victim mindset. If you have that mindset, it's impossible. So let's tackle it today. And what does it really mean to have a victim mindset? Let me just give you a plain example. It's just a process where you think that the reason why your life is the way you are, maybe you're stuck somewhere, or you're not progressing, or you're broke, is because you were not born, or no one helped you with it, or people are refusing to help you with what you need. And this thing actually happened to me. So when I started school, I just felt like, okay, I had support system. My someone promised to help me through school, and all of a sudden they stopped. And I was beginning to feel sad for myself. Oh, what was really going? How do I survive? And it was tempting to want to share that story. Like, okay, oh, this one did not help me. That is why my life is the way it is. But I thought about it, like, how long will I continue doing this? For how long will this be my story? Is this how I want this story to end? Like, okay,
Whenever someone asks me, "Oh, why is your life like this?" I say, "Hey, it's because someone did not help me. That is why I'm like this."
so I had to like realize that okay, no one is coming for me. I have to take up that responsibility, and I just had to change that story. So I mean, we all have the choices to either be the victim in our story. So my life is the way it is because this happened to me, or we can become the victor. My life is the way it is right now because no one helped me, but I am taking all the necessary steps to ensuring that I am getting better every day. And that's the mindset I want you to have today. So I know it's very tricky if you have been living that victim mindset. You have to do a complete transition. And how do you do that? It's just simple. Start taking responsibility. Understand that no one will help you push your car if you're not actually pushing your car. No one will help you do anything. Let me give an example. So I had some guy. Let me call him some guy. Some guy reached out to me some years ago. He told me, "Oh, hello, sir. I want you to help me mentor me in graphic designs." That was still back in school. He was in my university, so I want you to help me. But before now, I had a lot of people reach out to me for the same thing, and most of them were just bluffing. 2 days after, they just slide off. So I was tired of having to work with people. So I kind of like ignored him. I didn't really answer him. I was like, okay, oh, fine. I'll reach out to you again. And I just kept ghosting him. Very, very bad of me. But I was watching him, and regardless of the fact that I wasn't giving him that attention that he wanted, bro just went and started doing it regardless. So he started learning design, so started posting it, and I saw his energy. And it would have been terrible of me to not help him at that point because he was just doing everything he could to make sure that he's improving. And that was how I just voluntarily reached out to him. Hey, how far? How can we get started? And I guided him through the process. And today he is doing very, very well. And that's it. For me, for myself too, when I was out there trying to like, okay, beg people to give me school fees, oh, please help me, I realized that it wasn't really working. Not until I started my own design, graphic designs. I was just pushing myself out there. I'm doing my web design. So I just started sharing what I'm doing to improve myself. And before you know, people were very happy to support me for no reason. So I remember one time in school, someone just reached out to me, a fellow student. Oh, AB, I see what you're doing. I'm happy. I'm proud of you. I want to send you a little token. I was like, okay, what's going on? And this guy just blew my mind off. I was like, I just sat back and I was thinking, like, what did I really do? And that is it. And there's another friend of mine was like, okay, oh, AB, I'm sending you a job. That was his own way of contributing to me. So if he ever knows I'm going to need money, he finds a client for me. He just sends me a job because he knows that it's easy for people to help you when you're helping yourself. And you can never help yourself when you're playing the victim, because the victim is always all about, trying to get pity, trying to get attention from other people. And that will not work. Is that how you want to end your own story, that you lived your own life being the victim while you had the opportunity to be the victor? And how can you become the victor today? Just, just take responsibility. Whenever your mind tells you, I've done better because if I had someone to help me, just start telling yourself, I will be that person that will help others. Just transition your mind. And I really hope this message, gets to you and help you become better, because you have to get better. It's not negotiable. You have to. You have to get better, because there's so much impact you can do, so much influence, so much that you can do if you actually take our responsibilities and get better. So just take responsibility. Just take action. No one is coming to help you, but people will only help you when you start pushing your car. And I want you to start pushing your own vehicle today, because that's how you get the help that you need to live a purposeful life. And thank you for listening to this conversation. See you in the next episode. Bye. And get better. Okay, that part I have to cut that out. And that's it for today. So, okay, how am I even ending this podcast now? Oh, okay, I didn't think about the ending. All right, so cut. No, don't cut.